Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order. It is July 3rd. These comics will be on sale Wednesday, July 4th. Since it is a holiday, we'll only be open till about 1 p.m. So if you're anxious to get the Batman issue 50 or Catwoman #1 or any other of the wonderful comics that are out this week, try to get in before 1 p.m. tomorrow on July 4th because it's a holiday. We should respect our veterans and our families by being together. So that's what we're going to try to do. But Mr. Fox will be here for several hours tomorrow. We're going to start off with, and the gaming store will be closed tomorrow. So that'll be closed all day. The comics are now upstairs in the sports card shop next to City Hall on the square in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. We're going to start with Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, issue 3. Great looking cover. Movie's getting close and it's getting to be exciting for Ant-Man and Wasp. And that's Mark Waid writing that, so you know it's going to be good. Next up from Marvel as well is Astonishing X-Men, issue 13, which is the first issue of a brand new era. So that is kind of cool. Then also from Marvel, issue 4 of The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And that's the standard cover. There is the Carol Danvers variant cover that's available. Really, really cool. Probably the most anticipated comic for tomorrow, July 4th, is going to be Batman, issue 50. Kind of an extra size issue. And then obviously with an event that big, he and Catwoman marrying, there is several variant covers. That's one of them. And there's another one. And then we have some blank cover variants as well. Then from Marvel, next up from Marvel, we have Ben Reilly and the Scarlet Spider, issue 21. Really, really cool. Then next up, also from Marvel, issue 1 of Captain America. Looks pretty cool. Another highly anticipated comic out tomorrow is Joelle Jones's Catwoman #1, issue 1. And that looks phenomenal, as you knew it would. And then there's one of the variant covers for Catwoman #1. And then also as well, we have the blank cover variants for it. Also up tomorrow is Marvel's Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so far we've got this as #1 in our cover of the week here at Fox Sports Cards. The variant cover for Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. From DC, we have Curse of the Brimstone, issue 4. And from Aftershock Comics, we have issue 8 of Dark Ark. From Marvel, we have issue 2 of Deadpool. And then another in our top 5 of best covers of the week, Marvel's Death of the Inhumans, issue 1. That looks very intriguing. Then from Image Publishing, we have the fantastic comic from Rick Remender, Death or Glory. And then that's what one of the variant covers looks like for Death or Glory. From DC, we have Deathstroke, issue 33. And also in our top 5 best covers of the week, the Deathstroke issue 33 variant cover. Marvel is next with Doctor Strange, issue 3. Then from IDW, we have Dungeons & Dragons, Evil at Baldur's Gate, issue 2. And then another highly anticipated launch, issue 1 from Dynamite of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And a very beautiful comic there. Next up from Boom Studios, we have Go-Go Power Rangers, issue 11. And that's the standard cover, and then that is what the variants look like. Gorgeous variants. Also in our top 5 best covers this week. Very close voting there was. Next up from DC, we have issue 42 of Green Arrow. And the beautiful variant cover from DC of issue 42 Green Arrow. Also from DC, we have issue 50 of Green Lanterns. And the variant cover for Green Lanterns, issue 50. Next up from DC, we have Harley Quinn, issue 45. And she tells you right up front, it's not the first issue. And then we have probably our runner-up in the best cover of the week contest, Harley Quinn 45 variant cover, where one of the flying monkeys is actually oiling her bottom, and it still squeaks. So that's what's funny. Next up from Albatross Publishing, we have Eric Powell's Hillbilly, issue 11. And then from Marvel, we have issue 3 of Hunt for Wolverine, Weapon Lost. Then from Image Publishing, we have issue 20 of I Hate Fairyland. Scotty Young, and a good book there. Then from Marvel, we have issue 2 of The Immortal Hulk. DC brings us issue 29 of Injustice 2. And then we have from Archaea Publishing, Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal, issue 1, and that's scheduled to be a 12-shot. Aftershock Comics brings us issue 9 of Jimmy's Bastards. Next up from DC, issue 3 of Scott Snyder's Justice League, which is really starting to shape up to be something special. And the gorgeous variant cover that is also in our top 10 covers of the week is the Justice League number 3 variant cover. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Next up, we have Lady Mechanica. This is from Benitez Productions. We have Lady Mechanica, issue 1 of La Belle Dame Sans Merci. I think that means the beautiful girl with mercy. I think is my best interpretation of that. But Joe Benitez, and it is phenomenal. And that's the standard cover, and this is the standard B cover. So those are both available. Next up from Image, issue 2 of The Last Siege. And then from DC, the 6th and final issue of Man of Steel from Brian Michael Bendis. So we should be launching into Superman and Action Comics with Bendis, and then also Superman. Next up from Image, we have issue 3 of Medieval Spawn and Witchblade. And that's really gone over well here at the store. Very popular. Next up from IDW, one of Jesse's favorite comics, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I think Jesse likes the unicorns best of all. All right. Next up from DC, we have issue 46 of Nightwing. And again, in our top 5 best covers of the week, issue 46, Nightwing's variant cover. Gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. DC, you are killing it with these variant covers. Next up from IDW, we have the October Faction, issue 5. And then from the man who brings us Saga, we have from Image Publishing, issue 22 of Brian K. Vaughan's Paper Girls. Really a good book. If you haven't read it, I would recommend that. Dynamite Publishing is up next with issue 5 of Pumpkinhead, my nickname in high school. Next up from Dark Horse, we have issue 1 of The Quantum Age, and that is from the world of Black Hammer. So those of you who enjoyed Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer, these are some of the same characters in the same world. Image Publishing is up next with issue 287 of Spawn. And that was also in our top 5 best covers of the week. Then Marvel is up next. And they bring us issue 35. Yes, if you can imagine, this has gone on for 35 issues. Spider-Man versus Deadpool. None of us saw that coming, that it would get to 35. Next up from IDW, the highly anticipated Star Trek Discovery Succession, issue 3. Kind of taking off right now. Also from IDW, the Star Trek New Visions, An Unexpected Yesterday. Kind of the original scripts and some of the original photo play, and it is phenomenally well done. Next up from Marvel, we have a landmark issue 50 of Star Wars. Congratulations, Marvel. That is fantastic. Kieran Gillen's still writing that and doing a great job. And that is the beautiful variant cover for issue 50 of Star Wars, also in our top 5 of best covers of the week. Next up from Marvel as well, we have Star Wars, The Last Jedi. And you can see, pretty it is. Next up from Dark Horse, we have issue 2 of The Sword Daughter. Brian Wood and company doing a great job with that book. Some of those we got damaged. We will be getting them replaced. You can see some of the dings on the corner. If you need to pick it up so that you can read it, do that. And when the replacements come, I'll swap you out free of charge. Next up from IDW, issue 3 of Disney's Tangled, the series. And I've got to tell you, Disney does a wonderful job with their comic books. So that is a good book for young readers. Next up from Avatar Publishing, one of the bigger sellers for us here in this store, rightfully so. Uber Invasion by Kieran Gillen. That's the standard cover. And then here is what will prove to be a very highly popular propaganda cover variant. In fact, we sell more propaganda cover variants than I sell standard covers. Really amazing. They do a great job with those. Next up from Image Publishing, we have issue 1 of Unnatural. And this is the Unnatural variant cover with her pigtail. You're welcome for the naked buttocks on YouTube. Next up from Valiant Publishing, we have issue 3 of Valiant High. And then from Image, we have issue 181 of The Walking Dead. And then here's a look at this week's Walking Dead Glenn Head variant cover. Pretty cool. Next up from IDW, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, issue 742. And again, Disney's comics are, IDW is doing a really good job putting those together. It's a good value for a young reader. Marvel is up next with issue 20 of Weapon X. Marvel is also up again with X-Men Gold, issue 31. And then we have from Dark Horse Comics, issue 4, and I believe there's 5 total in this series, Frank Miller's Xerxes, The Fall of the House of Darius, and The Rise of Alexander. We'd invite you in to see the statues, pop figurines that we got in, and all the trade paperbacks and graphic novels as well. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. July 4th.